Hey everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome back to some more Let's Play The Legend of Blacksilver. In the last episode, I believe we finished up the labyrinth. We talked with all the gentlemen within it, including Baron Taragas, who had rented a room there, looking for a drop of our blood. He was not too happy when we refused, blasted us, leaving us with 6 hit points left, and escaped effectively. But in particular, our trip here proved very useful, as first off, as you can see by our gold, we're walking out with a staggering amount of it, and we also left with the knowledge of an illusion of light. This will allow our light spell to now work within the Blackmire pits, which should be the next place that we go and visit. So first off, let's take a look at our stuff, and then I guess we'll head on over there. How if I click on this window? Let's see. How are we looking? 2 good short bows, 1 great broadsword, superb bar mail. We should be. I see 16 life elixirs. That's 4 less than I would like to have for our trip to the dungeon, but I think it will be enough to see us through the dungeon. I also see 4 silver coins, which tempts me to go back to Thalin after all. But then all we're going to do this episode is just supply. How's our spells? Oh, man, okay. We're also out of lightning bolts. Do we head back, Tim? If you head back, you do shopping and head right back over here again. I guess we can do that. We could resupply our spells here on this continent, though. Sure, we'll do it. We'll stay here. We'll kill some snake whites. Which look like really angry. Look like a goat. It looks like a goat to me. Really huge, long horns on top of their heads. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. All right, I keep saying, "Oh my goodness" again. Stop, Tim. Stop. 2 stenchians, 16 damage from these things too. Oh, hold on. Actually, no, the broadsword's fine. So you might remember inside the labyrinth, when enemies got close to us, we could no longer use the bows. We would miss endlessly. But that will not be the case, to my knowledge, for any of the other locations in the game. Obviously, here we are fighting monsters on Bantros without any trouble. Sorry, Mailbane. A Warlord Fighter. That's a mighty impressive looking chest he's got. Looks like a genie to me. How are you, sir? Do you have a healing potion? An incredible halberd that is not... That weapon's a rank lower than our broadsword, so we should be okay. Oh, there is also that new town. There was a town that was raised from the depths. We have the hammer for the blacksmith there. Should we find that location? I can't remember what we need. I mean, I know what we needed from there. I think we can go back to that place after Blackmire Pits. Back to that place. We haven't even seen the town that rose from the depths. Okay, it takes a long time to load to a town. All right, so let's see. So we're here to hopefully get some better armor, weapons, and replenish our spells. At the very least, that last bit will be done here in this town. Tip of perfection. Nothing we're interested in. And of course, I can't remember where any of the stuff was. No, we don't play blackjack. I'm not lucky enough to win in that game. House always wins. You don't do that because it takes longer. We get a few more bucks, but we have so much money we don't care about a few more bucks. So we don't do the sell back game. Personal protection. Good plate mail. Sure, we can move over to this. It's better than our superb bar mail. Actually, hold on. We'll hold on to that superb bar mail, though, and buy another good plate mail. Going to the dungeon, we could end up having a good amount of our armor smashed. Here's the bank. I guess we'll come back to you after we visit, hopefully, a magic shop is down here. Okay, so we need 50 lightning bolts. We no longer need any tongues of flame. Do we need anything else? I guess we can buy a few more glow tips. And armor enchants while we're here. I think we're fine. We shouldn't need any more for the rest of the game. Why not buy some? We have plenty of cash. I don't think there's a dungeon shop here. You're already in there. Okay, so we've resupplied. Our weapons could probably stand to be a little better, but we can still leave most of our cash in the bank. So we'll deposit $10,000. 34,000 something gold. Holy crap. Oh, we can just hit L10 to leave. Alright, if we find a dungeon next, I guess we'll just go in. Or if we can find 2 Winzels. Those are the mosquito-looking creatures. We should probably be using the bow. Weapon? Good and simple bow. And what can we talk about while we're out here, viewer? I guess I can bring up my Steam account. I may or may not have been talking about some of these games when last we were playing this. I think I was. And I think, hold on, this town is the last town before the dungeon, I think. Oh no! Okay, this is the town I was talking about. This will have the blacksmith in it, I think. Lost Crag. I don't think this town existed before for us on Melbane. And since we found it, we might as well stop by and see what this place has. The smith should hopefully have some good weapons if he doesn't indeed sell some. I think this is him right here, isn't it? The Angry Armsman. Superb broadsword. No good bows, though. I suppose we can sell our great broadsword, though. And buy a superb one. And that was weaponsmith, Tim, but that wasn't the blacksmith. I love it. I love the dilapidated buildings in this town. So, we don't really need any more of these either. I guess I'll buy some since we're here. We'll buy 3 nimble steps. We'll buy 3 psychic protects. And we'll buy a few light spells. Right, that should do. Oh, this place was much cheaper to buy spells at. Doesn't matter. We've already purchased what we care about. The shiny shield. Fair plate mail. Not better than our good. Another bank. We do not need it. I thought this was the town, the place that had the one... Oh, this is him. Okay, I got the loading screen. I am the blacksmith of Lost Crag. I alone have the skill to forge a blade capable of defeating Taragas. But I must use my steel hammer. May I have your hammer? Absolutely. I thank you for the gift. Of course, a blade to defeat Taragus would have to be forged of Blacksilver. I would be happy to make it someday. So, I believe we get that hunk of Blacksilver from the very bottom of the Blackmire pits. And then we bring it back here, he makes us that weapon, and then either he or the king back in Thalin, I think, or maybe Severall, will give us the last gem we need to gain a tear from a dragon to access the final dungeon. And I don't believe we need anything else in this town, Tim. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's leave. So, if this rose, then this is also the wrong area to be in to reach the Blackmire pits. I think that's north of us at the moment. Alright, so what was I talking about last episode? And/or do you want to just talk about maybe some real-life stuff, Tim? I don't know if anything... An apparition. I don't think we've seen a walking skeleton before. So, I don't know how exciting real-life stuff is for you guys to listen to. I don't think it's going to be. But I guess we'll talk about that first before we talk about video games. So, it is now... Today is March 25th, 2025. And the weather is getting nicer outside. Still a little chilly in the morning. Gets down to about 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Oh, we need to use our climbing gear. Oh, I went apparently the really wrong way. Oh! Blackmire Pits Distinctive is to this. It's not where you think it is here. Oh, my bow! Oh, now we actually have to find another... We have to find another... weapons store. There's a town right by the Blackmire Pits. Only $27 too. Anyway, the weather's getting nicer outside, and it's time for me to head out into the yard and get some leaves raked. Thankfully, we've had a bit of rain here in New Jersey. We've been in a bad drought situation here in southern coastal New Jersey for, I think, at least 2 years. It used to be that we would have pretty much... Well, we would get, like, rain once or twice a week. Every week, or it felt that way, from, like, this November up until April, many years ago. But that hasn't been the case now for quite some time. Anyway, I mentioned that because it rained for the past 2 days. We got quite a bit of it. Oh, we get a great broadsword again. It'd be kind of funny if that was the same exact one we sold earlier. It does give us a third weapon, but I would prefer a better weapon than that. Yep, so I have lots of leaves down still. I have not done the yard when the autumn hit. I kept meaning to, but I just never got around to it, so I have quite a bit of raking to do outside. It's a nice day today. So, I guess some of the real-life stuff. So, I am a contractor working for the federal government. I'm not a federal employee, though. And federal employees have been ordered to come back to work. They attempted to do this to us several times. Us. I'm, once again, not a federal employee. They have attempted to bring us back into work several times. Us, meaning people who work for where I work. But they've always fallen through in the past. And in the end, they're like, okay, well, I guess you guys can keep working from home. And now that's changing. And I like it and dislike it at the same time. It's fun to go back into work after such a long amount of time where you weren't required to go in every day. I was going in about 2 or 3 times a week for the past month, with it only 2 times a week the month before and 1 time a week around in December. And so now, well, now we're asked to go back in full time. I've forgotten the amount of traffic. Amount of traffic that there is. I can no longer just wake up and start coding in my pajamas. Fighting for parking spots. Do I have time to make breakfast at home? Because I kind of want to get to work as fast as possible, so this way I can start my day as early as possible, so I can get home as early as possible. So it's interesting how pleasant things were for a while, and now they've gone back to... oh, hold on. That was the wrong way to express this. As a programmer... And hold on, I want another town. That's the dungeon we want to get to. But I want a town first so we can potentially buy some gear. I think there's one right on the corner from here. Oh, a fair simple bow. We can go in the dungeon with this stuff. Alright, so let's just do it. The lodestone heats up. The door creaks slowly open. Yes. Attach disk 2. Okay, so before we keep talking about random stuff, let's start with a light spell. Go ahead and get our nimble step. And our psychic protect up. Our combat spells are already in effect, and I think we're good to go. There should be a trap ahead of us. And there should be one here. Oh, that one's already visible, not searchable. Okay. Alright, let's start this adventure. As a computer programmer, I don't need to physically be at work to get my work done. I think I've talked about this in the past. In fact, it is easier for me to do the work I need to do when I'm coding at home, because at work they have outlawed the use of some of the IDEs that I would normally want to use. We have our code base is in well, the main code base that we use is in a language called Java. I do a lot of work in C++ stuff too, and some C stuff. For the Java stuff, it is a massive code base with all sorts of different things, support systems, networking, GUI related things. There's a ton of things in this system. And using an IDE, I think that stands for Interactive Development Environment, which is basically a series of GUIs and what have you to help you complete tasks and hotkeys to let you jump around. It shows what might not be compiling, what lines are wrong. There's plugins you can get so that your version control is all synced up correctly, so it makes it easy to do merges when people are working on the same bits of code and so on. One of which that we had used and fell in love with over the years was in something called IntelliJ. We had been using Eclipse for a while, but we kind of, many years ago, Eclipse was not as robust as it is today. And I am used to all the hotkeys and what have you from IntelliJ after using it for about 6 years or so now. Okay, that's interesting. That is not an urn on my map. That is a trap. It doesn't matter, I guess. Let's just fight it. So standing up the new IDE Eclipse now, because that we're allowed to use, but not IntelliJ. It's all for stupid political reasons also. It's not because it's actually anything wrong with it. And we're not talking politics, so I'm not gonna do anything of that sort. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna switch to our great broadsword for this fight. We go this way. I guess do we even need the gold? Do we? Not really, no. We have 34,000 in the bank, but since I'm right here, we'll grab this chest. And our objective should be to complete this dungeon. Get down there, get whatever items are in the lowest level, and then make our way out again, rather than get more cash. We don't need that money. Anyway, so it's a little, so why am I bringing all this up? So as a computer programmer, I don't need to be physically at work to do the work that I do. And it's something I have inquired about doing work from home in the past, before COVID had been a thing that then encouraged companies to allow their employees to work from home. I've had many health issues over the years, and being able to work from home, or phrasing it wrong, I was one of a very select few people for my organization who was given authorization to be able to stay home and work occasionally. But I was instructed to do my best to never use this. Only in emergencies should I use this capability, this option. And I was told that it is better for... They would prefer... I'm going to say... I don't know who they are. I'm assuming they is someone much higher up who makes these decisions. Would rather be at work and not do anything than to be home and do a ton of work. Which always felt stupid. Stupid to me. And I have a decent work ethic. Like today is a Tuesday. I should be at work. But I called out at home. I had a really rough evening, viewer. I have GERD, and it was bad last night. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't figure out how to get rid of it. It turns out I ran out of apple cider vinegar pills, which is what I take to help get my GERD under control. And I was out, and it was 11:30 by the time I realized I was out, and there was no place that was open for me to go to fix that problem. I had now picked up some. I should be fine this evening, and what have you. But well, I'm not working from home. I'm not working here at home today, so today is just a call-out day. It was anyway. I guess so many tangents. The GERD stuff means that I didn't sleep very well. I got maybe 5 hours. I am dizzy today when I stand up to walk around because of how tired I was, and decide that it's probably for the best that I don't go into work. And I won't get anything done. If I was allowed to be home today working from home, I also wouldn't get anything done here at the house. So just take off. Tell everyone, hey, I'm not working today. Here's my number, though, if you need to reach me. Being a programmer, though, back to this. This chest should be empty. Being a programmer is not quite like being a construction worker, or a nurse, or a doctor. It can be a little bit like a doctor sometimes, depending upon the reason why you're visiting a doctor. And I can get all this stuff, once again, done here at the house that I could normally get done if I have to physically go into work and sit at my desk. Now, there is an argument to be made that there is the sense of community that you get for being around other people that you work with and speaking with them, talking with them, getting along with them, the social aspect of physically working at a place. And hold on 1 second, where are we? Okay, I see. And although I'm super introverted, I the past 4 years were amazing. I do not need the company of other people at all in my life. I'm quite content and very happy to never interact with a living soul. You viewers are my interaction. That's how I get all my social exercise for the day. Oh, and by the way, we can now use our good bow. I guess we're gonna stick to the left here. There's a lot of traps here that are marked down on the map that I see visible in front of me. I'm a little confused by this. Anyway, even though I'm super introverted and what have you, I do like talking with my coworkers from time to time. It's not like I recoil in horror at the thought of talking with people. Over the many years, things like going to the hospital for weeks at a time have helped me get used to speaking with people when I must do so. And must probably sounds a bit rude. I don't mean it that way. In so much that, like, forced to. It's that sometimes life throws situations at you where I cannot be alone. I must be around other people. I have to be. It's just the way of the world. When you go out to go food shopping, which you don't have to do. You can have that delivered at your house these days, or pull up to the place and have them drop it off in carts so you can just pick it up directly outside your car. But, well, it generally requires you being around folks. And while before, I would do my best to avoid that altogether. Over the past about, like, I don't know, 15 years or so, I've gotten much more used to being around folks. This, though, was being brought up in particular because I guess at work, I don't have to walk around and talk with folks. I could stay in my cubicle and just do all the coding there I want, and occasionally someone will walk in and ask me questions or make some idle conversation. That's fine. But I do try to go out of my way to actually speak with people and see how they're doing and so on. Check up on them, as it were. I don't do it very often. I'm no social butterfly. But I do want to at least say hello to folks from time to time. And it helps that I like all the people I work with. We're going on all sorts of tangents today, apparently, viewer. This should also be empty. Down we go. The whole reason for this, though, Tim, I think, was because you wanted to stress how it's been very pleasant to go back. It was an amazing almost 5 years that I've been allowed to work from home. And I'm not so much upset that it's going away as I am grateful that it happened. And I was very lucky that the type of job I do allows me to work from home when I wish. I have felt very bad, or I shouldn't feel guilty, because once again, the work I do doesn't need me to be physically at work. It's not like I'm not doing anything when I'm at home or what have you. I don't know if I'm making any sense, viewer. I don't think I am anymore. Where am I, by the way, on this map, Tim? Okay, I see where we are. Wait, are we there? Hold on, where are we? We're back on level 3. Oh! I went the wrong way entirely. We meant to go down, not up. Yeah, be grateful that it happened. Not as much sad that it's over. Anyway, it's maybe more cognizant about some things that I can no longer do, and how things will go back to being, I suppose the word is normal. How lucky I was that when I encountered those cats in my backyard, that I was able to stay home to make sure that I cared for them. That gave me all the bonding time that I needed with them to make them used to people. Something that would not have happened had I been working. Had I been going into work. Sorry, I had been working. Had I been actually going into work at the time. I have been thinking about getting a cat, actually. Or two kittens. We have... So, kitten season's coming up. The spring. And it's going to be, as usual, probably packed in the... What's the word for it? Not a rescue. Effectively rescues, but not that. Pound? But whereas I have been really considering getting two, I won't be able to, because I won't be able to be here to watch and care for them. It sucks. It really sucks. Well, on the same note, I guess I should also be happy that, well, okay, I still have then all my free time. I can let life dictate what I do or do not get to do. I suppose in the end, there's nothing still wrong with living alone. I've been living alone most of my life. A giant ant bites your finger. Your muscles twitch and throb. Strength +2. Strength +2! The feeling passes. Yes! We got some superhero powers now. Okay, for this dungeon, viewer, there's a few places, a few passages that lead downward. But these all lead to a small area below us. Oh, we haven't seen one of these. A Weezer thing? Wimbus. Nothing really special about Wimbuses, to my recollection. Sorry, Wimbus. I didn't mean to insult you with that. You're a perfectly fine monster. There's nothing wrong about you, but there's also nothing special about you either. Let's see, we want to keep going straight. Sure, keep going straight. You got things to talk about, Tim? What else is going on? Oh my goodness, it's rather difficult to constantly think of things to chat about, guys. I do apologize. So, sorry, my mind's thinking about what can I talk about? This thing? No, not that thing. This thing, that would be bad. Out in my living room, I have a... It's not a diorama. That's the wrong thing to phrase it. I have a shelf with a bunch of little knickknacks on it. I mean, I think we all occasionally do stuff like that, right? And so, or we all have stuff like that in our homes. I have several shelves of this sort, but this shelf in particular is one that I change depending upon the season that it is. I have a little different, like, these little gem trees. Some have, like, autumn colors, some have spring colors. I have these different fairy statues I put out there. We are surrounded. I think we will use a Annihilate. all last year, I did not change this. As I have, at this time last year, I came down with COVID, if I recall correctly. My first time with it. My only time with it, actually, as well. And I kept it up there all year round. So it's interesting to actually have taken out all the stuff I want to change it with, to make the swap with, as it were, and see like, wow, it's been a whole year, and it's the smallest of things, but it was something that for a time I didn't think I would ever do again. It feels a little weird from time to time as well to have things of this sort. Hold on, this is a coin, right? Where's a coin? Not many people go around and change the decorations in their home, aside from holidays, I would imagine. Where are we going, Tim? We'll go... Well, we have to go this way. I have a shelf that has a bunch of these little various multicolored stones, like little crystals and what have you, because I was huge on rocks when I was growing up. I thought about being a gem cutter for a bit, but it doesn't pay very well. I have to actually talk with people to sell the stuff I make, and it takes up a lot of space to learn how to do it. So in the end, it was something I decided not to do. I do occasionally think about maybe taking it up as a hobby. We don't really need the chest, but we'll grab this one. Oh, lots of needlers in this place. It's like our 5th needler. I tend to move around some of the portraits I have hanging into different rooms. I live really dangerously, viewer, to spice it up a little bit. Do I move my red dragon picture to the living room, or do I put the ring wraith from the Lord of the Rings out there instead this year? The choices you have are unbelievable. I used the wrong thing here. That's what I wanted to do. But took it like a champ. Good for the Shadow Fiend. That was the wrong way. This is the right way. Oh, a mind trill. This is the thing that can lower your intelligence score. Our Psychic Protect should, obviously, protect us from that ability. And now... Okay, so we're going to have 3... Ooh, 3 ways down. There's the 3rd. They all lead to the same exact hallway, though, so we'll take this one. Another Needler. They get tougher as you go lower. They do a little more damage, you can take a little more... Take a few more hit points. Oh, another Needler! What the heck? This is a hive that we're in, apparently. Did we even... No, we fought 2 creatures on the floors that had the mid-rank monsters. Only thing around the corner here is an urn, but we're gonna go take it. My house is falling apart a bit, viewer. I have 3. So my house is an electric house. Oh, I forget about something that I changed course entirely. So I have 3. My house is a pure electric house. I don't have gas hooked up here, and so my heat is done through baseboard electric heaters. And 3 of them are bad, so they have to be replaced this year. I have carpets that have little, like, My carpets have little lumps in them here or there. So I need new carpets. The linoleum is peeling up in the back room and now also in the kitchen. That's a mine trill all the way down there. So that needs to be fixed. This year, I'm hoping to get the planters I put outside my house some years ago. Another needler. Ripped out and thrown away, and those planters replaced with just stones instead of any plants. I'm tired of weeding them. I'm tired of pruning or trimming them. I just want them gone now. And I am lucky enough that I have saved enough money to do all these things. There's a treasure chest down here, nothing else. We'll still grab it, I suppose. Lots of mine tropes out here, too. This is our fourth one of those. Nice! 153. I guess we'll go get another chest and an urn that are down here. So you might remember, I think I talked some time ago about the one computer that was having, when I turned it on, had issues with its coolant pump. Oh, I just don't feel like dealing with whatever that is. It has not yet had the same problem, and now it's been over a month. And I've been using it a lot more regularly. That one's the one I record abiotic factor on. That's good news. I did pick up an extra pump, just in case, but I haven't had to use it yet. That said, I decided that I'm going to keep the extra pump, just in case something does go wrong. And now we are on the final floor of this place. What else, Tim? If I had one of the cat, maybe I can get them anyway, like two kittens, they can play with each other. But all that time, I don't know. What had happened in the past was such a perfect situation to have both been in, both for them and for me. And how I was living and the conditions of my working were perfect for being able to care for those animals at the time. It would be very... Although, now, you might remember that way back when, I had thought about keeping the mom as well. I did not do so in the end. This is just for the cats. I'm talking about the cats. And so, things would have been drastically different starting this week as well, right? Because I would be now going into work every day, which is a change of how things would have been. The schedule, effectively. Is that right? What's the word I'm looking for? Pattern? No. I can't think of the word I want. Habit. The habits would be, is that right? It's still the wrong word, but we'll use it. A spike! Our first spike! Viewer, spikes can break your weaponry. So let's change our weapon to a great broadsword. They are also completely immune to magic. We could use an annihilate to kill it. I don't remember the pink breast awareness ribbons. Breast cancer awareness ribbons. There we go. Breast awareness ribbons. Yep. You don't need ribbons for those. You just need breasts for those. couldn't let them run free in the house either. They had to be confined to a single room. I feel so... Well, then again, they won't mind when they're super young. Another spike. I don't think it would be a necessary... Well, then again, maybe it would be different. I don't know. I got very lucky with how things turned out with Oreo and her 3 daughters. And I think I did everything right for them too. It took time to earn their trust. And being an introvert as well, I suppose, is very handy in that regard, since I just viewed interacting with them with how I would want to be interacted with, which meant no picking them up, no touching them, just watching them from a distance. Ooh. Right. We go back to our good bow. And slowly over time, getting them used to me, rather than trying to grab them or pet them right away, when they have no clue what I am, and they have no trust of me at that point. And of course, one of the first things I do, when we have established trust, and I can sit out there right with them, is I trap them. I trap them, Mom gets sent off to be spayed and neutered, and the little ones are brought inside the house. I felt so guilty that day doing that. My goodness, I was so nervous Mom would never forgive me. But no, she forgave me pretty much immediately when she eventually made it back to the house. This chest is not on my map. Fix that, I suppose. Silver coin. That urn will come back for... And viewer, I believe this is the chest we're here for. Should be a lump of Blacksilver. A large nugget of silvery black rock. That goes with us to Lost Crag, so we can have the special sword made. And with that, we're done being in this dungeon. We could cast a teleport to get out of this place, but then I don't know where I am. Let's give it a try. Really? I think it just put me back near the chest. That didn't save me any time at all. All right, let's cast another one. Oh, hello, Spike. Well, that was super awkward. Let's annihilate. Moving to the west. And the dead end in front of me. Oh! The way up. Perfect. That worked out. That's south. We want to... Where am I? Okay. Around the corner, there should be a chest that will have a silver coin in it for us. The one thing I'm trying to do, now that I am going back to work more regularly, or just regularly now, every day, is I am trying to eat breakfast here before I leave for work. I've gotten used to the bagel I have every morning. I really like it, and I don't really want to lose it. Like, lose it? That's the wrong way to express that. I like eating at home, and it's getting more and more expensive these days to eat out. Even small things. So there's a convenience store chain here called Wawa, and I used to always get their breakfast bagel many years ago when I would go physically into work. But they've dropped the bagel that I used to have. Except that I used to buy. I used to get this egg white and turkey bacon bagel every morning. 360 calories, I think is what it was. So not too bad. Most of the calories were in the bagel itself as opposed to the food on top of it. Maybe it was like 380. Anyway, it was tasty. There weren't very many calories and it would keep me full until lunchtime. But those are gone now. Oh, which way are we going, Tim? I guess we'll go the long way. Those aren't for sale. You have tastier, but far worse for you options now. Like 2 pancakes. 2 small circular pancakes with like eggs and cheese and sausage in between them. And it certainly is tasty. But it's like 600 calories. And, well, I guess at my age... well, actually, so I was going to say, at my age, I don't care about my calories as much as I used to. I'm not trying to look good for anyone in particular. But I should also always remember that I am looking good for someone. For me. I don't like being so overweight. I don't like the way things scrunch when I sit. I'm going to risk shooting this. We might lose our bow here, though. Oh, wait, no, it's our armor that the spike breaks, not our weapons. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the map. And I forgot what was... Oh, going outside? Oh, your breakfasts. I've even gone so far as to pick up a thermos so I can bring coffee with me into work. It's always been something that I purchased outside, like, when I go someplace, I would always stop by some other place to pick up the coffee I would drink. Okay, we have to kill this, it follows us upstairs. And these are small things, like, everyone in the world does it. But for me, I did not do this. So, I do like, I think, these changes. Where am I, Tim? What level are you on? Level 7. Okay, wait. Okay, this way. What else is going on, Tim? Anything else? My brothers... Well, I was going to say something that's not quite accurate. I have re-put on Star Citizen onto this computer again. I would never play that game another time if I was playing it alone. That game would have been in my never play again, awful game category. I would have viewed that $120 I spent on Kickstarter many years ago as lost money and never cared at all anymore about the game. Like, it'll probably never be out anyway. But the 2 brothers I am playing with are also playing with my father. And it's a way that all of them are just hanging out, talking with each other, chilling, just having fun. Even if they do nothing but die over and over again, they're at least, they're still hanging out with and enjoying each other's company. And it makes things like what happened to me, with all the bugs I was having in the game, more bearable and a bit more tolerable, since everyone can laugh at it at the same time. So I decided to put it back on and give it another go with my family. I did install Free Space 2. That's the name of the game. I tried to remember the name of it was last time we were talking about this sort of thing. And I've never played the series. I've heard good things about it. I've heard great things about it, and the mods for it today are incredible. How good the game can look from all the work the fans put into it is breathtaking. I am really amazed at the amount of effort people will put into a game to continue to enjoy them on modern systems, as well as ironing out what they consider as bugs or balance issues, right? I've done that as well, but way back when for Darkest Dungeon, and for games like Armageddon Empires, or even other games I modded on my own. Still, graphical changes, like high-definition packs, or better resolutions and stuff like that, I don't know how to do any of those, so that's magical to me. It looks phenomenal. We may play it for the channel also. Sludge Heave. Ooh, our attack fizzled. I guess we'll use our bow on you then. I've never played one of these games on the channel before. I don't know how entertaining it would be. It would probably be a game that I would have to record the voice after I've done playing through an episode, since that type of game requires a good amount of... It requires a lot of concentration to play a game of that sort and talk at the same time. Even a game like this, like one of the reasons I tell myself, one of the reasons why I speak so haphazardly, like the topics I talk about are not really, they don't sound well thought out to me. The way I speak is littered with wrong words, wrong phrases, the wrong way to describe certain things, and so on. I try to convince myself that that's all because I'm playing the game and talking at the same time. And there is some of that. There is some of that. So being able to record that game and play it at the... record the game and play it. See, this is what I'm talking about. Record the game and speak at the same time to be entertaining, to be a decent host as we play a game together. Well, it's... If I recorded the voice afterwards, like I did for StarCraft 2, that's a lot easier. I can actually concentrate on the game instead, and then do the voice overlay later. But it does always also take twice as much time to do. It also, though, means that you don't get my in-game reactions most of the time, since I'm not speaking. Though I tend to remember what it was I've done, assuming I'm adding the voice right away to the game. I still have Space Marine 2 to do the voice for, and now it's been quite a few months since I've played through that. I think it was back in November, so almost half a year since I last fired up that game. I guess we can go and get another chest. We're almost out of the dungeon. I'm out of things to talk about. We talk about any games on my Steam list, though. We did manage to spend the entire time talking about real life stuff for the most part. I guess we'll just go right outside. Wait, right for the exit. Oh. An assassin. Trying to assassinate us right before we walk out of the dungeon, I see. I don't want to use another Annihilate, so... It's like a lot of these traps are still visible from the last time I had been in this dungeon. Interesting. Well, viewer, we did it. Let's head on out here, and then end the episode. Oh, right. So let's see. Edit. Attach to this disk. 3. Alright, guys. So thank you for watching. The only thing left for us to do is to return this now hunk of rock to the blacksmith. We probably should go... we'll have to revisit the mainland at some point, because we need an item to get to the last dungeon. But we could probably do that in the next episode, viewer, and end the game. So I'll think about if we want one more episode of walking around and resupplying before we do so, though. We also have to find that dungeon, so probably 2 more episodes for us. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Assuming I can find OBS. There it is.